Hey guys, what's going on? It's Mark. I am in the middle of working out, so excuse the speedo, okay? Hey, it is what it is, man. Sometimes it happens where I get inspired or, I know for all my creative friends out there, you get an idea or a thought or a song or whatever. I like to carry a pen and pad around, so I'm constantly throwing ideas down, going old school, or I'm pulling out my phone, writing notes, or shooting a video if it's something I can put out for you guys that I think is going to have some worth and some good content. So again, excuse the attire. I didn't want to, have to like put on my tuxedo to get you a quick message that I think is going to benefit you, right? Hi, all the friends out there worldwide. Really appreciate you guys. Listen, we're not doing this just to do it because there's nothing good to watch and binge on Netflix, right? Like you watch these videos on purpose. You're looking for something more. I know the mantras that are out there right now. It's about the grind. It's about outworking everybody. It's about, just getting in the trenches. And yes, I subscribe to that. I think it's important. I believe in it. But I want to talk about another technique that I think is so important, that is very underrated. And if you pay attention, like I pay attention to a lot of the top stars, household names, people that have made it. They've done it in their careers. Most of them subscribe to this idea, which I'm about to share with you. I'm going to tell you that, listen, I am Christian. I put God first, okay, above everything. In saying that, I believe God blessed us to have a spirit of, as long as you have good intention, dominance, and to be fruit-bearing and to be full of light and not to live in fear and not to live in, poverty and darkness and all that, right? I believe it's supposed to be just the opposite. And I believe God has given us the tools to do that. And I think you just got to be aware, and you got to be willing to let that happen. And so I want to share with you guys a little quick story, and I think this is going to help. And this technique that I want to talk about, it's visualizing. It's about manifesting, and it's so underrated because I think a lot of people think of it as like puppies, rainbows, all. It's not that. Really, really putting something out to the universe, declaring it, owning it, saying it, knowing it, writing it down, feeling it, believing it, knowing it, whatever that it is for you. I'm reading this one book, again, listening to the audiobook actually. It's The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. It was written in 1963 by Dr. Joseph Murphy. And the book is incredible because it talks about unlocking this mindset about how your subconscious mind works when you don't even realize it is. And that's why you have to guard your mind your mind, if you will. You got to be careful of what you say, what you think, take the trash out, keep the good stuff in, and to really just embrace and focus on whatever it is that you're looking to achieve, to have that come into your life. Henry Ford, whether you think you can or you cannot, you are right? What you think is who you are, okay? So, but I believe you are able to manifest things out in the universe that you literally can will it to happen. Good things, if you want those good things to happen. But I believe you got to be specific. You got to be specific. And just, that's good or bad. You can attract both. I mean, if you're full of positivity, if you're full of good attitude, if you really believe it, if you start to get your mindset conditioned to believe that, then amazing things can happen, right? And just the opposite. If you're if you're not a positive person, if you're constantly negative, you're constantly looking at the glass half empty, I believe you can manifest the negative as well. So that's why you got to be careful. Some examples in this book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. I mean, from good and bad. It talks about one of the bad. There was, for an example, there was this one guy who had his daughter. His daughter had arthritis and this uncurable skin condition. And they didn't say what it was exactly, but no doctor could fix it. Medicine wouldn't take care of it. And this guy would just say, I would give my right arm to have my daughter be healthy. I would give my right arm if my daughter could just have her healthy skin and not be in pain. And the guy said this for about 2 years, and doctors could not fix this skin disease and her arthritis. It was a very rare case. And what wound up happening was they were going for a car ride one day. The man's right arm was severed off from his shoulder down, loses his right arm. Within 2 weeks, the skin condition is miraculously healed. No new drugs, no new modern medicine, no new doctors. They couldn't explain it. Nothing different happened other than that. This guy manifested that. There's all kinds of stories like that. There's stories about how people have literally, this one guy in particular was visualizing, he was a prisoner in a Russian concentration camp after one of the world wars, and they were just killing the prisoners. And he visualized being in Los Angeles, California. Every night he thought about it before he went to bed. Every morning as he woke up and, before he got on his feet, thought about Los Angeles. Pictured the buildings, pictured the streets, pictured all the things that he saw before in newspapers and magazines. And he wound up miraculously escaping from the prison, and that's a crazy story in itself, a little too long for this video, but you got to listen to the book. He winds up going country to country, meeting someone finally in Switzerland after he's riding coal trains at night and fishing, just trying to survive. And he meets a very wealthy man who lives in California, says, why don't you come stay with me? And flies him out there. And when the driver picks him up and drives him through the streets of Los Angeles, and he sees the buildings that he visioned in his mind and is on the actual streets that he pictured being on. It's real. It's almost eerie to know that you can be in control of your own destiny. So here's my own personal thing, right? This was kind of recent. Every year, I'm not someone that has a health provider through a job. I pay for my own health insurance for my family and I, right? This is not a commercial, okay. And my premium was going up almost by 50%. Just as an example, it's not the amount I'm just going to say. Let's say I was paying $1,000 a month for health insurance. It was going to go up to $1,500 come January 1st for no good reason. It was the same coverage. There was nothing changed. It was just like, yeah, it's the way it is. That's how it is in your state, and deal with it. And I was angry about that. I was like, ooh, why, right? And so that was just, on the back burner. And then the time of year came up where I had to find new coverage and that whole thing. I had to go through the website. Well, in the meantime, I said, I'm going to manifest something. I'm going to try my own little experiment. And I sat down and I said that I am going to save a lot of money. Going to save a lot of money. I'm going to make a lot of money, and I'm going to save a lot of money. I'm a money magnet. I find ways to not be wasteful. I am wise with my finances. And I manifested this, and I wrote it down. And then I said, the final thing I wrote was, I am ready to receive. Big, bold, underlined it. 2 hours later, my wife comes up to me and says, hey, she gave me a honey-do list. Honey, do this. Honey, do that. Honey, do this. Boom, right? And you got to take care of the health insurance for us. We got to pick a new plan or stay with the same one. Okay, call up. One phone call. I get this lady on the phone, and she found some things that I didn't see on the website, was able to help me navigate through things that wasn't really known. But long story short, I went from my health insurance, from where it was to where it was going to go, doubling by 50%. I cut it down, looking forward to the next fiscal year, 75%. I was paying a quarter of what I was paying, and more than 100% of what they wanted me to pay. So just throwing out numbers for an example, let's say I was paying $1,000 a month. They were going to charge me $1,500 a month. When I got done with this lady on the phone, who brought it to my attention. It's not like I was demanding something. I said, hey, what do you have? I walked away, hung up that phone, saying we're going to pay $250 monthly. Same coverage, entire family, everybody. Willed it, manifested it, made it happen. I was stunned when I hung up the phone. I asked her like 5 times too. I'm like, wait, we're sure, right? I'm telling you, it's for real. And you have to be on purpose. You have to be on point. You can't think about the circumstances or how it's going to happen, or, what can you do to work harder to make it happen. If you believe and you put it out there and you let it happen, the universe will find, it's like water. It's like water. Water's going to find the place to go. If you put that out with your mind and you let that manifest, it's going to find a place to go. Anyway, I hope that helps somebody out there. I hope it gave you a nice little nugget to something else to do, to think about, to consider. And hey man, best wishes for you. I got your back and I'm rooting for you. Now I'm going to go with my Speedo and finish out the rest of the workout. Slay the day. You're in charge. You're in control. You make it happen. hey, if you don't make it happen, nobody's going to make it happen. Don't ask for permission. You go do you, all right? I'll talk to you guys soon. You're awesome. Thank you.